Hey you guys, happy Thursday. I hope everyone's having a wonderful day. I wanted to pop on and just give you a few tips on time management, okay? So I know that this is a big struggle for everyone, and I want to start out by saying I by no means have it mastered. However, I have read quite a few books on time management with your family, with your business, and I have been able to implement a lot of them, which has helped me be able to maximize my time for my business and keep my business moving forward, all while being a stay-at-home mom. For those of you who don't know, I have 3 kids under 3. My husband works a lot. He does help so much when he's home, but as you can imagine, it's very busy around here. So a couple tips that I'm going to give you of how I prioritize and manage my time. Number 1 I do is I make a list, okay? So whether it's the night before or the morning of or whatever, whenever you can clear your mind, sit down, make a list every single day, okay? And you want to prioritize your list into A, B, and C tasks, okay? So A tasks are tasks that you have to get done that day. So for me, an A task today was pack all of my orders up from last night, address them, and get them shipped. Like, if I'm not doing that today, there's going to be a problem. People are going to be mad that they're not getting their stuff on time, yada, yada, yada. That is like a top priority for me today. What else? Oh, there were a couple people that wanted me, that I've been talking about scheduling parties and getting something nailed down with them. So that was a priority today. They were in my inbox waiting to hear back from me. So that was a priority because events are pushing my business forward, right? Then you're going to break it into stuff that is like not necessarily a priority, but your business really does depend on it. Excuse me. So those tasks would be like, let me think. Following up with people that got their orders. That would be a B task. Like, yeah, if I don't follow up with someone today, the world isn't going to crumble, but I do need to be following up with people. Let's see, what else would be a B task? A B task would be like, creating an event for someone that, like in the next week or two. Like, if I'm going to create that event, like if you're procrastinating, it could be an A, task. But really, in 2 weeks, if I'm going to have a party, I can wait a day or two. That'd be like a B task. Another B task would be, I'm trying to think what else. B tasks are things that are important, but they don't have like a time limit on them. If you're not prioritizing doing B tasks, they will become A tasks. And then you go to C tasks. Those are fun things. C tasks are like research on the product, creating banners, developing your brand, creating graphics, getting organizing your business account or your stock, taking inventory. All of that stuff are C tasks, which are also important and absolutely have to be done, but it's not like your business is going to explode or anything if you're not doing them. That being said, all of those business things are important and you need to be doing every single one of those things, but to stay on task, you need to break them up every day by top priorities, second priorities, and third priorities. Those are things that you don't want them to have to get to be a top priority, if that makes sense. What was the other thing I was going to say? Oh, the other thing I was going to say is time blocking is everything, you guys. I use time blocking for everything. So what I mean by time blocking is break up how much time you have, okay? So like I have an hour. My kids just went to sleep. I have an hour to sit down and do stuff. So what I do is I actually set a timer on my phone. I tell Siri, set timer 15 minutes. For 15 minutes, I work on my A list. Then when that beeps, for 15 more minutes, I work on networking or writing a post or scheduling events. For 15 minutes, I work on inviting people to my group. For 15 minutes, I work on connecting with people in my group. For 15 minutes, I work with my coaches or my distributors. For 15 minutes, I work with potential distributors. That way, you're not sitting down for an hour deep working on a graphic for an event or researching something, and you blew your whole hour when you needed to get 10 different tasks done. Hopefully that makes sense. Now, another thing I want you to be careful of, okay? Everyone has different strengths, and I had posted, hey little guy, I had posted test to take to see what your strengths were, because you can learn to, that helps you identify your strengths, to not only learn your strengths, but also identify what your weaknesses are and improve on them, okay? However, that being said, sometimes people will use their strengths as a time waster, okay? So one of my strengths is connecting with people. It's a natural ability I have, and I've been doing it since I was little, even way before network marketing. I was always the one making friends, networking with people, scheduling parties, making sure everybody felt included, reaching out to people who maybe weren't feeling included. That's just me by nature. But if I'm not time blocking, I will spend an entire hour messaging people and following up with people and talking to people and following up with my coaches and sending GIFs to my coaches and laughing. And then my kids get up from their naps when it's time for me to play, and I have not researched anything that I was supposed to research. I haven't set up a party. I haven't done boring things that maybe aren't my strong suit. So when you learn to time block, it starts to help you strengthen your weaknesses. So like, I'm not very good at graphic design, but if I set aside 15 minutes in Canva, I can play with it, and I feel free to try to experiment with that for 15 minutes and then move on. So I encourage you though, if your strength is something that is not pushing your business forward, okay? So if your strength is like graphic design or research or anything like that, it's really important that you are not eating up all of your business doing that's not pushing your business forward. Because let's face it, if you're spending an hour designing something in Canva, a lot of people don't care about graphic design. Yes, it will make you stand out when your stuff looks nice. I'm not saying at all that your stuff shouldn't look professional. It absolutely should. But usually you could do something pretty good in 15 minutes that you could spend a whole hour on it. Same with research. I think it's amazing to know your product in and out and know every single detail and all of that. But if you've spent an hour or two researching and you haven't gotten one single sale in the last week, your time needs to be spent in sales and talking to distributors, okay? I hope that makes sense. I don't even know if anyone's on here right now. I've had some problems with my Facebook Live, but I am going to post this video, and I'll also post it to YouTube. I hope it's helpful, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful day. Isn't my guy like the cutest? I'm crazy about him.